I'm Max Sterling, welcome to LarpMix. Today I'm here at a parts sale, and that's maybe a swap meet or an auto parts show or Parts-A-Rama, which is where I'm at today in my area. And what it is it's basically a huge swap meet for people to sell car related stuff. Now, it's everything from antique cars to newer vehicles. So you'll find a huge array of stuff. And this is a really good place to source items, especially if you do post-apocalyptic games, but also maybe if you do sci-fi or even modern style games. But it's a good place to find basically junk and parts that aren't necessarily stuff you'd find at a thrift store or yard sale or something like that. So you can find tires here, rims, sheet metal. I've bought a pair of coveralls here that I turned into a vault suit, but just a huge array of just really cool and interesting stuff. And if you're looking for car stuff, if you're a car person, you can also find a lot of car parts as well. So I'm here today to look for some car parts for my vehicles, but also to look for some stuff for a post-apocalyptic game, because I have a Fallout game that I'm playing I think in 2 months. I wanted to sort of make some armor and stuff. So this may turn out to be a haul video. This may end up just being me sort of showing you the type of stuff you can find here. It's early in the morning. Attendance looks a little bit light because I think it's going to rain, but hopefully we can find some cool stuff. And I'll try to get as much footage of walking around as I can and show you the type of stuff you can find here. Like I said, there weren't very many people there early in the morning, so I kind of had free roam here with no one watching over me, and found a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of signs, newer stuff, older stuff, definitely awesome stuff for like Dystopia Rising and any sort of post-apocalyptic games you would ask for. You can make tons of stuff out of these old signs, these old license plates like this, and a lot of them, they range in price anywhere from like $2 or $3 to maybe 40 or 50, depending on how old they were, what they looked like, where they were from and stuff. But yeah, just a ton of cool stuff. Like I said, lots of armor can be made out of these signs and these plates. And, other just random things if you're looking to decorate a room or a garage or something. I don't know how into the hobby or the genre you really are. Little stuff like this is great for on armor, especially if you're doing, like I said, the post-apocalyptic type of thing. But some of these things could be finessed into probably a sci-fi setting. And, really just a lot of interesting stuff. I know a lot of people, get really heavily into things, as I mentioned. And, they make cars and vehicles for these post-apocalyptic festivals. And places like this are just, great for finding those things, those parts, little things you can add on to your projects. And maybe even make projects. I know I like to make props, so finding stuff here that you can mix and match and glue or weld together, you can just make a ton of different props and just really cool items, as well as even stuff to just barter with people. Sometimes it's cool to just have stuff in a box laying around just sort of for atmosphere. I found a picture here and some stuff, and that could work at multiple different genres of LARPs. Here's some cars that were for sale. I mean, if you're looking to buy an actual just vehicle and maybe rat rod it up or something, or use it for a wasteland type of vehicle, these auction cars usually go fairly inexpensively, and some of them, like this Camaro up here, are already in pretty rough shape, so you can just roll it out just like that. Maybe throw a supercharger popping up through the hood, and you already have pretty much a post-apocalyptic vehicle there to go cruising in. Or if, you're a car person, obviously you can buy these, just to have them for fun too, if you're into that type of thing. Cars that were outside, a lot worse shape, much better condition for sort of a post-apocalyptic genre. And like I said, casual LARPers probably aren't into having, the vehicles and all that, the whole 9 yards. But I know some people watch my channel do have vehicles and all that who go to the festivals and these auto part swaps, these meets, these shows, whatever you want to call them. Great place to pick up this stuff very inexpensively. There's a guy selling foam, great for bedding, great for weapons, great for anything else you want to use foam for. I thought that this stand was pretty interesting. They had street signs, but they were like newer street signs, and they had all kinds of different sayings on. I mean, obviously, higher speed limits and all kinds of sort of funny sayings and that type of stuff. I think would lend well to, future post-apocalyptic games. Tons and tons of license plates, just hundreds of them at this event, and a lot of antiques too. So, there could be something for everyone. And, they also sell just tons and tons of small parts, hardware, and just interesting little baubles and doodads that you can use as, treasure or just for stuff to put on your costume or your kit. I mean, a lot of this stuff would be good for probably Halloween as well. If you're just making costumes for something, cosplay, a lot of stuff here, you could use to make cosplay type costumes. And just stuff that I think a lot of folks wouldn't know to source, or maybe have not seen or don't know about. You come to an event like this and you see these little random things that maybe other people aren't going to have on their costumes, like using fuel filters for the breathers on gas mask and stuff like that. So I only ended up buying one or two things, and they were just tools for cars, so it's nothing really LARP related to show you. But as you can see from the video, there's a lot of stuff there. I find that these car part swaps tend to be like 90% car parts, 10% miscellaneous, which is usually military surplus, comic books, toys, antiques, and just random stuff. So they're kind of interesting to attend. And like I said, if you're doing a post-apocalyptic game, it's just a phenomenal thing to check out, because hundreds upon hundreds of license plates, signage, and just other random things, jumpsuits, clothing that is already fairly well distressed, tools, badges for cars, the side markers and stuff, and just all kinds of cool stuff you can use. And of course, if you happen to build post-apocalyptic vehicles because you're like really into it, where you go to the festivals and stuff, then that's awesome, because there's tons of stuff there for you, and you can probably buy or build a car based on the stuff you find at one of these meets. So if you have one going on near you, they're usually a couple of bucks to get in. I suggest going to check it out. If you don't do post-apocalyptic games, then probably nothing there for you. But like I said, you got to look places that you're not used to looking. And also, if you have gun shows in your area, I know not everyone is in the U.S., so you might not have stuff like that. I, of course, can't film in gun shows, but if you go to them, there's always a lot of military surplus. There's always a lot of, holsters, packs, slings, and all kinds of stuff you can use for multiple genres of gaming. But specifically, post-apocalyptic and sci-fi and modern type games, tons of stuff you can find at those type of shows. So I would suggest checking those out as well. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, click like, and of course, as always, adventure on.